You mentioned this year 2015 and the special tree that you encountered. Is that the one on the Ho Chi Minh Trail where you left the letter for your dad? Is that what you're?
Yeah, that tree. And I'd love to hear about your tree too. But yeah, the tree, the crash coordinates. So the journey down the Ho Chi Minh Trail, from we had the crash coordinates of my dad's crash site, and we had the military documents of the excavations that had happened multiple over the years. They didn't really find my dad's remains or verify that he did in fact die there. They didn't identify any remains until 2007. And so, he crashed in 1972. So, yeah, there's a long time really not knowing what happened, but we had those crash coordinates and the verification. They found 2 teeth. And so that's where I was just going to that place to see what would happen and what was there. And what I found was pretty magical. We met the village chief whose father had actually buried my father. So after the crash, the story that Mr. Air told me through a translator, he's the Lao village chief now in the village of Taoy. He sat and told me the story and said that, there was a plane that was shut down. They waited till the bombing stopped. 2 Lao villagers, his father, went to see if there were survivors. They found 2 American bodies, and they buried those bodies there with respect. They went and buried them under this beautiful tree. And he told me the story. He took me to the tree. He actually, with his machete going into the jungle, he picked around in the dirt and still picked up pieces of the plane, remnants of the crash that were just really proof that, yes, this is the place. My dad is really here. And then showed me the tree where his father buried my father. And it's this old, beautiful tree. And we hadn't seen any other trees like it in the jungle. It was very old and twisted and really cool looking tree. And it had a big open hole in it, just kind of waiting to receive. And so I had written a letter and wrote it to my dad and put it in the tree. I put his MIA bracelet and a few trinkets and a photo. And every time I've gone back, I've put more items in the tree. And every time I go back, the items are gone the next time. I don't know where they go, or it doesn't matter to me. I brought a letter from my sister the second time I went, and yeah. And so this tree is really, it's where I feel my dad and where his spirit is. And Mr. Air, the village chief, he promised me this tree, he'd never cut it down, and that he would tell his children not to cut it down. And it's really become a representation of my family tree and my extended family, of the mountain bike people that I bring there to experience it. And we all sit under the tree and talk to our family and feel our family. And there's something, being in a place is very powerful. And, my dad, technically his 2 teeth are buried in Arlington, and there was a service, and all that. And I didn't ever really feel connected to him there. Because I didn't feel like he was there. I mean, it was a beautiful ceremony with the Air Force, and but I feel him at that tree in Laos on those crash coordinates. And so, yeah, the tree has sort of become, I guess in some ways that's where I found partially my enlightenment and understanding. It's my little Bodhi tree of, for anyone who sort of follows a bit of the Buddhist religion, and trees have become really important to me now. But I'm not alone. I mean, you've had a tree experience. There's trees all through poetry and writing. And what I really love about it is the grounding and the roots of the earth. And then also the leaves reaching out to the world. And I think about, when you ask me, what is my service to other people? It's grounding myself and in my ride, my cycling and what I do in my expeditions, but then letting the leaves of the tree grow and bring that out to the rest of the world too. And your tree, where is your tree?
Yeah,
I have to ask you.
I'd love to tell you about it. It's in the jungles of Bali. It's like right in the heart of it's a volcanic island, and it's right in the volcanic uplands, and it's 1,000 years old. It's really big and old, and there's three trunks that come together, and it's very much like the tree in the movie Avatar. You feel like a whole village could live in this tree. And I had been to it without having a magical experience a couple of times, but then I think the third time that I went, I had sort of a very potent, what I would call an astral projection experience, where the tree transported my consciousness to China, partway across the world, and showed me visions and shared emotions with me, and showed me like so much of what I now understand through science is possible, like communication between people and plants, and how your consciousness can be projected. But it just really was like an electrical shock, an emotional shock of an experience, sitting with this tree. And I've been back a couple of times as well. I took my family there, yeah, I have a lot of respect, for something that old, and something that there's to have the power, right, to take someone else on a journey like that. Like the tree, I believe the tree had an intent to show me something, to give me a lesson, to guide me in a way, and understanding that a tree can have that type of power and consciousness to influence my life. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I had the same experience. My dad was there. We were there together. We're there together every time that I go to the tree in Laos. And, when I got to the tree, and this is going back to something we originally talked about, is like intense athlete, always searching, always seeking, like going to the next thing. And when I got to the tree there, it was like I could stop for the first time in my life, and I could stop searching. And because I had found my dad, I'd found myself, I'd found like that it's okay to stop and sit under a tree and write a letter to someone. And so, that's the message he wanted me to receive, is that I could slow down, and that I had more gifts to give through my cycling than podiums or any other awards or things like that. And I will say it was really quite amazing, because, and you can see it in the film, when we were at the tree, this little orange butterfly was around me the whole time. And we had not seen one butterfly in Laos the entire trip. And you see it's buzzing around, it's following, it's landing on me. And then every day for like the rest of the trip, there were butterflies all over the place, landing all over my backpack and hitting me in the face. And I was just like, okay, I get the message. I hear you. I got it. And now I see, butterflies will show up. A butterfly showed up when I was riding up and down Mount Kilimanjaro a couple of years later. There was a butterfly that landed right next to me. And our African guide, who's climbed Kilimanjaro 50 times, he just said, there's no butterflies up here. They don't exist here. I've never seen a butterfly here. And I'm like, yeah, hi, Dad. So
Cool.
I definitely feel you that our consciousness can be transported and moved in other places. And yeah, the tree, I'd love to see your tree sometime and maybe take you to mine.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah. Hey friend, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this particular clip, then I have something else I want to tell you about, which is the League of Superconductors. It's a business mastermind that I run to elevate the greatest change makers of our time. That is people that I like to call quantum entrepreneurs, metaphysical, spiritual teachers, healers, coaches, light workers of different types. And this is a year-long business mastermind starting in May of 2022. So if that's the type of thing that you're looking for, if you're looking to better fuel your mission by having a business that brings in all the abundance you're looking for, that both operates at the 3D level, serving the people of Earth, and at a multi-dimensional level, bringing in all of the higher wisdom and experience that you have access to, that's what we're doing. So if that sounds like something for you, then you can check out the link below, read a little bit more about the program, what we do each month. And I also invite you to apply for a call with me, a strategy session. We can get to know each other. I'll coach you a little bit, and you can decide if that might be the exact thing that you've been looking for. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.